everything that feminism does in any given situation, in any given case study, is take whatever environment that it is in, and it makes that environment more hostile to reproductive success. That's just what it does every single time. That is its only unifying theme.
Yeah. Yeah, it leaves everyone confused, men and
Yeah.
women. I was out with a buddy of mine recently, and I told him, I think that girl likes you. And he said, I don't know. And then a week later, as we're walking out, she kind of pulls him aside and she's just exasperated. And she just says, hey, do you want to hang out one-on-one or not? And the poor girl, she'd been sending him signals, but it's hard to read. It's all so subtle and there's no shared language. So
There's no
everybody's just
shared
kind of
language.
on this
But
uneven
you know
footing.
what else there is too? There's no shared language, but what's also now been introduced is the fear of punishment. So not only is there no shared language and confusion, but it's no longer just embarrassment that men have to fear if they approach a woman and she's not interested and they've misread the signals. It's no longer just, well, this is awkward, I'm very sorry, and I'll just show myself out. There's now the risk of genuine, I mean, in extreme cases, there's risks of legal punishment, but at the very least, there are genuine risks of social punishment. Like, if you approach the wrong woman, she will tell people how sexist you are, how aggressive you were, what you tried to do. It's not just that, no one really knows what to do, and so everyone's confused. There are also, again, it's created this massively asymmetric payoff matrix for men where the potential cost, which I suspect is, your friend may not have known whether she was interested or not. Now, in the absence of the risks of punishment, he might have taken that risk and gone, well, look, the worst that can happen is I'm wrong and I'll be a bit embarrassed and whatever. But that's not actually the worst that can happen now, right? That much, much worse can happen from men behaving in what would otherwise be considered by the overwhelming majority of people to be a completely innocuous and totally appropriate and benign interaction, will be turned into something that can destroy his reputation now. So that's the sort of, that's the nastier side of completely disrupting and destroying these sort of shared language and this understood courtship ritual. You've now introduced, you've destroyed it. You've made it so that no one really knows what to do and no one really agrees on what's appropriate and what's not. And then in that kind of environment, you now just introduce this incredibly blunt punishment tool. And so, men are just like, well, the payoff's not worth it. Unless I can have complete certainty, I'm not going to do it. And of course, men can never have complete certainty because aside from anything else, women won't give it. That's not how female courtship works, right? And so men waiting for certainty will be waiting forever.
To go even deeper on these ideas, you can watch my full episode using the link in the description or the box on the screen.